Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to Panagos in our Anno 1800 survival series, Megacity survival series, looking at a beautiful smaller harbor area that we've created in the last episode, advanced to tier 2 workers for the moment, and so far not doing so bad. Of course we do need to expand a bit more quickly at the moment. My opponents, they're all in an alliance against us, they're selling already on a second island. Of course we do have some options as well to settle on these islands here, but we need to be realistic about them, as I think I cannot hold them, right? So once the attacks coming in, if there are attacks coming in, we will not be able to hold them. I don't think so. So we need to focus on crown falls. The other islands are a bonus. Speaking about crown falls, right now we have a good plank production up and running. That makes it possible for me to expand into my second district area that we have over here. And of course, this is something I would like to do immediately, because every single person that moves into Crown Falls, into Panagos, every single one, so Crown Falls is the island to me, right? And Panagos is the city on this island, just to clarify. And every single one that moves in is paying taxes to us. Unfortunately, I cannot really decide the amount of taxes they pay, but we just have to believe it's a good amount, at least half their share. Now, I'm going to build another fishery, because we are, a bit full on, or a bit empty on the storage there, and I definitely don't want my people to starve. And in that case, using more timber, of course, we can also do something else. Well, build another timber production, because we are a bit short on that. Timber is coming in a lot, right? But for the expansion that I'm planning, it's not enough. So I'm going to now continue up here in my potato fields, and we continue onwards on this main road that I have. So this is going to be a massive main road here at some point. We continue all the way up, because up here we have not only another clay deposit that I would like to use now, we also have some trees, and trees are always a good amount, or a good way of getting more planks in, right? Beautiful trees we have here, and let's go ahead and start with the clay pit that we want to have here. So this is only one, as we have the brick factories in the harbor area. And since we have the warehouse here available, I would also like to use this opportunity of having 2 more sawmills then right next to it. And we can have one lumberjack hut here and another one over there, using the remaining space that we have. And with that, a new production comes to light right here next to the beautiful waterfall of Crown Falls. And over there, of course, we have the majestic main Crown Falls then that we have over there. Might be a good palace area once more. We'll just see for that way later. With that, we can also go ahead and build us 2 more brick factories. Once again, very expensive, but it should be fine. And with the clay pit now working, we have now 4 of them, and that means also we have 4 tons of bricks coming in every minute. The remaining planks that we have, once again, we can use on some city expansion to continue the size of Panagos. I think also we might need some other things. We have enough work cloth, enough fish for the moment. Our productions on this area are positive at the moment, so we need to focus on these. Though I can see that schnapps is coming down there. So let's build us another potato field and another schnapps distillery. Timber is rolling in quickly. Let's go ahead and build another pub and marketplace. And then basically a whole bunch of people. And as we can see, the expansion accelerates. This once again, of course, will have a strain on my production, workload among them. And for that, we can build one more sheep farm over there. And then also this framework knitter. Now, since we're getting a bit limited with this, we can also just go ahead, copy the whole bunch, and then have the same thing once again right here like this. Finishing off that district that we already have. I might keep a bit of a distance like so, because then we can squeeze in another warehouse.
Let's resolve things the way honorable people.
Looking at diplomacy, I should try to flatter them once more. We can do this. Though not all of them like that equally. As I also can see now, all of them are at least twice as strong as we are military-wise. Economy-wise, though, we are gaining a bit of the upper hand here thanks to the larger island that we have. More timber again. Let's go ahead and also upgrade a few more people. It also doesn't take long for people to finally step up and ride against the harsh working conditions. I do not allow that, so we are going ahead and building us a police station. And I think we do have a bit of space right here where we can squeeze that jolly good building in. And this one will then make sure that those rides are a thing of the past and hopefully do not return. Potato farmers are not supposed to ride against me. Meanwhile, the sea harpy has rescued themselves in distress and is returning back to Archibald Blake with the cargo, the frazzled delegates. So it was more just than mere papers that we actually rescued there. I would like to go ahead and build us the next sheep farm with a framework knitter on top of that. And with a bit more timber, let's also go ahead and finish more houses in this district. At this point, the pirate is sending out more and more ships. We'll just see when he starts to attack us. As always, we're at war with the pirate from the get-go, so I might also try to start some diplomacy there, some flattering to beautiful Anne Harlow. And that was successful for now. Nothing else though, no other options we have for the moment. Now, if I'm not entirely mistaken, we should have the first steel in. Very good. This makes it possible now for me to build also the first factories for steel beam production. And of course, I would like to go ahead with that right away. The steelworks are now active. And yeah, we can build 2 of them. This is pretty expensive, costing me 1,000 credits each. And also is taking a bit of a toll here on my maintenance and my workforce balance. This is actually now at 0. My balance is also down to 100. But we're getting in steel beams now, which is the 3rd major building material that we're going to need for the future productions. And we should have a production now of 3 per minute, which is already pretty great. Now, meanwhile, my sea harpy has returned at Archie's, and let's turn in the quest, take the money, and be happy. We can actually sell the trading charter there right away. I don't really need it, and the 500 credits, well, is a nice gift. Let's get back to my harbor area. We have another newspaper edition, looking rather positive. The first workers are clocking in, and also we got the first riot. I'm going to get rid of that riot message here right away with another spend message. For now, we can afford propaganda. Though as always, over time, we are going to be forced to reduce that propaganda as we need more influence on defense. Let's go ahead and upgrade here a few more houses. And since we're in the process, let's also upgrade a few more people to workers. As quick as can be, the next day is already coming to an end. The ship is also coming in before it's getting dark. It's a bit hard to navigate in the night. Let's check our consumption rates here real quick. The schnapps is out. So let's go ahead, even though we have some riots here, which of course is slowing down production. Nevertheless, I'm going to build another potato farm and schnapps distillery. It is now time also, since we have the steel beams coming in, that we can focus on the next productions. And for that, we have a lot of space available to us, for now at least, for the farms. And that is, of course, my soap production, sausage production, and bread production. As always, when building these, we should make sure that we separate the farms from the factories. This just makes things way more efficient overall because we can boost and specialize the districts. In this area, I would thus like to start with my grain farms. Now we have them over here. We don't need that much bread at the moment, right? So it's only 2 per minute. So 2 bakeries would already be fine. And that means 2 grain farms. But ultimately also, I want to have, of course, more of bread than just 2. And we will need grain as well for the beer, which makes people happy and pay me taxes. So I don't need way more grain farms than just 2 for starters. Let's build the first one right away and see how much space it consumes entirely. It's like this. And then we basically can go ahead now and copy us a whole field of grain like this. In this area. Once again, I'm not intending to boost those fields, right? Because we will be able to import them with my docklands, and this would be my intention. Let's also make sure that we have a fire station close by and also some warehouses. And then we can use another whole row here for more grain farms if I want to. But as I said, this is only temporary. Another thing we need, and we should have this not too far away, is my pig farms. Once again, we're going to specialize this into an area like that. We do need, I think around 12 pig farms for starters should be fine for us. Let's get started on those. I think I might have overdone it a bit with those 18 pig farms, that's fine. And once again, I'm not bothering with boosting them because they're just temporary setups. As we are an agrarian nation or city right now, it makes sense for me to build those fields, but we're soon going to specialize into export and import. With that out of the way, we can now start in a smaller industry zone that we can have for those processed goods then. So the grain is coming in and is then being produced to flour. This is actually something we can have in this area still. So I would like to use that on top of it. So let's go ahead and have some flour mills here. It just makes also sense to have those beautiful mills close to my grain farms. The ratio is 2 to 1. So, well, for a total of, let's say, 8 bakeries, I need 4 flour mills. And every 2 of them, we do need 1 of them. So let's also keep a bit of a distance there to make it a bit more non-industrialist looking. And then also here. We also will need a bit of a surplus here for the beer production, but not a whole lot. With that out of the way, we can now go ahead in my industry zone building us some bakeries. These are non-pollution buildings, and it makes sense to me to have them close to the city itself. So we're going to have them right over here. A few bakeries as well. They will be able to produce chocolate. We should make sure that we can actually boost them as well accordingly then over time. So just now I'm going to blueprint me a trade union in, and with that we can then have those bakeries here. We are going to need a bit of bread over time, right? So it makes sense to me to have as many of them as possible in this area using the trade union then as well. Some warehouses round the whole thing up for transportation of goods, of course. And once more, also, wait a second, here we do need a crossing. By the way, this is a main road, so we just make it full anyway. And this should now take everything into account, except for like 1 bakery down there. I'm fine with that. And now we can also go ahead and use the other side of that trade union here for my soap production. For that, we do need a bit more. So the soap is 1 per minute right now as my demand. So we are going to calculate around 8 that I will need in the maximum. That means I need at least 4 soap factories. Let's make sure that we get them into the radius of the trade union, which would be then just here. So that's actually all the ones that we need for now. Of course, that doesn't look a lot, right? So I'm just going to round the whole thing up, and this would be already a production of 12 now of soap, unboosted by the way. Those 12, however, that we needs 12 rendering work. So that's a bit more of a of a space consumption here. So that's the block of 6 that we have here, and then we do need another block here. I do not intend to boost those rendering works, so it's fine to have them in a bit of a distance there like that. And this makes sure that we use all of that. We might need to move them here actually, since as I said, I do not intend to boost them. So I could have them over there as well, and this gives me a bit of room for this trade union here to, well, use something else in the future there. The soap I want to boost there, however. Let's go ahead and also build us another warehouse here, another warehouse here, and we might actually make another warehouse then in this corner there. And I think, not calculating in the road, we should be able to get this one all the way down like that, and this makes it possible for me to have another warehouse then just here. And definitely, as always, let's also squeeze in that fire station and have another fire station over here as well. That should be good. And let's make some crossings here so people can actually go to their workspaces in my industry zone. And that's really it. We have amassed quite a lot of planks in the meantime. So let's go ahead and build us another district just fine. And then of course we go ahead now and build us those fields. Let's go ahead and build 2 of them for now. Together with 1 flour mill. Since we have 2 bread already, right? Yep, I might actually need to build 2 more fields. Very expensive that is, 2,400 every time. And another flour mill in Panagos. Those fields are always a beautiful sight to behold though. At the same time, we can also start with the pigs. Now, the pigs, we have a ratio of 1 pig farm to 1 slaughterhouse. And we also have 2 pig farms for 1 soap factory. We need to calculate like that, right? So in that case, we do need more pig farms for the soap than for the sausages. However, the sausages have a higher demand for now. So I'm going ahead and we're building 4 pig farms for the sausages. And with that, we will also need another warehouse over there. And now we can start with the production or the industrial production for the slaughterhouses. Let's make sure that we have more workers though coming in, because we're going to need those now for the next productions. It's going to take a while for the agrarian products to come in, and we can use that to amass a bit more building resources. 600 farmers we have, plenty of room to upgrade. By the way, while we wait there a short time, do we have any quests out there? No, we don't. No one likes to do stuff with us right now, business. Looking at my consumption, the schnapps is a bit out of control here. It is fine though. I think we're capped on schnapps at the moment. Workload is fine and fish is fine, and the rest is coming in now. Let's build us another warehouse, because here now we can start of course with the bakeries as well. That's going to be quite expensive. Those 2 will cost me 2,000 already. My police is still busy getting rid of the rioters. It's a hard job really. They're very aggravated. We might need to consider turning down the working conditions. But of course, for now, let's still try and squeeze them a bit. These people don't understand that we're fighting for survival here after all. And with that out of the way, we can now go ahead and build us also the first 4 slaughterhouses. Getting the pigs right away. Slaughtering them and making juicy sausage out of that. And that's the famous Panagos sausages that you can purchase here. And those pigs certainly look happy to me at least. Who knows about that? The smell must be great though, with all the juicy, smoky sausages that we have over there, waiting to be eaten. And yeah, they will be eaten rather quickly. Of course, the whole thing takes a toll on my balance. I will need to boost those slaughterhouses in the beginning. There is no avoiding that, because building another slaughterhouse is just out of the question. We have a very bad balance at the moment. My building materials though will continue to go up. So what I might do, we might continue with the upgrading, a few more over here. And I would also like to make those people a bit happier, as we do need the church. That would also then affect happiness, and with that a bit of income. So let's go ahead. We have 1 church over here, right? As we can see, its radius is not ideal. So we can have another one just here. For that, we will need to move that house. And then I would like to have another church over there. How much does one of these cost me? 500, which is a lot, really. So I think 1 we can afford over there for now. That will make people happier in this area, as we can see, climbing. And finally, the sausage is in, leading to a population boost over 4,000 now. And also my balance is looking a bit better again with 600 on the positive side of things. This makes it possible for me to build me now another chapel, and I would like to have this one over here then, to make those people happy, and it actually also increases my income a tiny bit. Does the chapel itself cost me something? 20 on the upkeep. It should still be a positive outcome there. Another newspaper edition, very bad looking this time. The city becomes uglier, and also farm labor shortage. I haven't noticed that, but of course we're going ahead and make things a bit more gloomy, or a bit more happy actually, with you're happier than you think you are, yay! Spend once more. And I might also now use my consumption reduction here for the newspaper. As long as we have the propaganda, I'm eager to use this, even though some of my opponents do not like that. Speaking about them, can I flatter you? She actually declined all my flattery so far. He accepts, very good. And Miss Hunt also does not accept. They are continuing to decline with us at the moment. Problem there is, of course, once I reach artisans, there will be a guaranteed war declaration as far as I know. We also get another influence bonus here, the wordsmith, using that propaganda. Now we do have some coin in again. I would like to use this on the bakeries now. One bakery though cost me 1,000, which is really a lot. I am selling a few raw materials at the moment as well that we can do to boost that. Unfortunately, there's no more quests coming in for the moment, right? So I really need to rely a bit on selling stuff. And we have, yeah, 3 bakeries I can build. Let's actually build them here in the harbour area. Right away. And once again, I will also boost them. This will make the workers really not happy. But for now, it's the best way of achieving faster growth rating. Another day is coming to an end as well. And you can now smell beautiful fresh bread on the streets of Panagos. It was inevitable. There is the war declaration by Miss Hunt. She demands 50,000 credits right now, or she declares war on us. Unfortunately, we cannot afford this at all. It's close. Let's call it close. Sorry, Miss Hunt. We're just going to let the timer run off. It's another 30 seconds that we can use for maximum waiting time. And then there comes the war declaration. And on the next day, she actually waited the night. On the very next day, the timer runs off. And she declares war on us. And this is probably permanent. So there is no coming back usually from a Miss Hunt war declaration. Does it trigger a chain reaction yet? I don't think so. No. So far, the other ones have not declared on us. That might also change though soon. By now the bread comes in, boosting my population by another 600, still climbing. We are at 800 on the credits. This makes it possible now for me to build another bakery if I want to. However, what we can see is that we're having a surplus there right now thanks to using the boosting. And with that, I'm happy for the moment. Next up would be my soap production now. And this is the last product that we need on our way to artisans. However, that's going to be a bit more expensive again. One rendering work is 500. One soap factory is 500. We do need 1 soap for the moment. 1 soap factory is fine. 2 rendering works, that's 1,500. Nope, actually we can do it. Let's go ahead. 2 rendering works, 1 soap factory, and we have the very last product finished. For this warehouse, we need to save a Bitcoin. There it is. And now that is also working. It's a bit further away from Panagos, because from the citizens, because of course it's smelly, right? Soap factories smell very badly. You don't want to be close to them. Rendering works are even worse, and that's the reason why it's a bit further away from everything. But still, of course, within walking distance for my workers to commute over there. Now we do actually have a farmer shortage there right now. I'm surprised at that. We have lots of planks in, but no one to upgrade anymore. So what we should be doing is working on another district, of course. And we have the industry zone that still continues all the way to that side, I think. Right? And then here we can start with another district if I want to. Once again, we are having the main layout in the center of it. And here we can then just go ahead and build us more houses for that district. In that case, let's actually remove... No, let's actually not remove them. Let's just move that one over there by 1 more slot, right? So we can get rid of that. And now I can have 2 rows here of buildings also coming in. They should still be within the range of this marketplace here. So there's no need to build another one just yet. And for this whole site though, we do need 1 more. And let's just build us another district with the stamps that we have. This is going to be, as we know, the main harbor area. So I'm going to keep a bit of a distance there. And then we're just going ahead and building us another one of these blocks. I like that especially with the fountain area then. And we could also have one here. Or the big one. I think the big one is better. Yep. Then some denser blocks. And I think then we could already go ahead with our marketplace and pub. Also have some denser blocks over here. And then in this area, oh, we're going to make another block. Nope. Let's actually have a triple road then here right away. That passes by that market area. Yep, and without wasting more time, let's just build them right away. As always, closely monitoring as well my consumption rates. Thanks to using a bit of consumption propaganda there now, it is fine. Soap is still not really coming in. That's of course because we don't have enough pig farms for the moment. So I should probably do something about that. Let's get to the other side. And builders, let's just see. 2 more pig farms. And now they're working. So far so good. Panagos is growing. The last good for my workers is coming in now, the soap. Then we just need a school and we can advance to artisans and start on expeditions. We also had the first war declaration. Miss Hunt is preparing for that. She's also sending out now the first gunboats, blazing ahead. Fortunately for us, she's a bit further away and there's also the pirate in the center here. But of course, we should really start up then that production and defense construction in the harbor area of Panagos. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you for watching, thank you for your support, and see you in the next episode. Stay tuned!